Alright, what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper. Today we have a huge DLC for Revelations video to talk about today. This is going to be a super interesting, in-depth episode and kind of talking about what we can expect in DLC 4 and the reasoning behind all the evidence. So, before we get started, see if we can hit 100 likes on this video, guys. That'd be absolutely amazing. See if we can get 100 likes, guys. That'd be incredible. Now, and also one more thing, before we get too far into this, go check out Kawaii Do Try right in the description down below. He's another E115 member who provided a good portion of this information for me and kind of shed some light on it, and I'm going to be presenting it in this video. So go check him out in the description down below, and just tell him thank you for letting me use this stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this information here. Now, we know that Jason Blundell likes to take inspiration from different novels that have been written in history. Now, probably the biggest one in our zombie storyline right now is the Call of Cthulhu. He uses this book for all the inspiration for a lot of the themes that we do in the zombie storyline to this day, and I think Revelations is going to be no different. Now, obviously, he doesn't use the Call of Cthulhu for each map, but he uses like some fictional, or not fictional work, just some novel and kind of the themes in that work for the inspiration behind the zombies map. And Revelations is going to be no different, so the only logical place to look for the inspiration of Revelations is in the Bible and the last book of the New Testament, Revelation. The actual Wikipedia definition of Revelation has two really different kind of connotations to it. Now, one of them says a surprising and previously unknown fact, especially one that is made known in a dramatic way. And then the next one says the divine or supernatural disclosure to humans of something relating to the human existence or the world. Now, I think what Revelations in Black Ops 3 is going to be probably a combination of both of these definitions, right? We're going to be realizing something in an extremely surprising way. Like, it's going to hit us out of nowhere. We're going to be like, wow, that's what that was actually talking about. So we're probably going to be, getting a combination of those two different meanings of Revelation. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the actual things about Revelation, and including into Revelations for Black Ops 3's DLC 4, right? So basically, in Revelation, in the book of the New Testament, at the last book of the New Testament, basically there are different seals describing the end times, and the first seal is a very interesting one. Probably doesn't relate into Revelations as you would think it was, like into the zombies map, but this actually explains something back that happened in a previous DLC, in my opinion anyway. So go ahead and listen to this. Now, the first seal says, a white horse appears whose crowned rider has a bow with which to conquer. Now, if you guys don't know who this is talking about, go and think back to Der Eisendrache when you're upgrading the wolf bow and you see these pictures. Now, I've talked about the story of the Wolf King before, and we find out through a cipher in Gerard Crovi that the actual king in Der Eisendrache's name is Pablo, and he was the Mexican test subject along with our original 4 characters. We had that Mexican test subject in the storyline, but nobody knew who he was, and in that cipher, his name is revealed, his name is Pablo, and he had visions of the Primus group fighting alongside him in the Great Battle, and they had staves and everything like that. Basically, he describes what he saw, and he describes him being lifelike as he was being tested on with 115. And I honestly think that bears a very similar connection, and we can actually sort of make that connotation to that. Now, the next seal we're going to skip up to number 5, because everything leading up to that is you can kind of stretch for it to make sense in the zombie storyline, but I think the 5th seal is a very telling one, and this one makes a lot of sense. So the 5th seal says, under the altar appeared the souls of martyrs for the word of God who cry out for vengeance. They are given white robes and told to rest until the martyrdom of their brothers is complete. Now, basically, this is talking about a martyr is somebody who dies for a cause, right? And we're going to talk about that aspect in a second, but one thing I want to draw your attention to is the fact that he says white robes. Now, you guys remember the Primus picture that was found in Origins when you put the paper scraps together? The Primus group is wearing robes. Now, this actually isn't in color, so we can't tell if they're white, but I think that also bears like another connection. They're wearing white robes until their brothers, quote unquote, or maybe their 2.0 have been killed. Does that make sense? And their souls are resting until the martyrdom of their brothers is complete. Now, each character has acted as a martyrdom to their brothers, or just think of their brother as their other self, right? Rick Tuffin goes and kills his other self in the Giant, Dempsey and Der Eisendrache, and then Takio and Zetsubo, and then Nikolai and Gerard Crovi. And now Revelations, we have nobody else to kill in the original crew, so this is where maybe the souls are going to be completed, or the souls are going to be out of rest, and whatever that actually entails. So this last seal is kind of a big one. It's kind of a doozy, so it's going to be a couple verses, but we're going to get through this. A lot of information. So this is going to be Revelations chapter 6, verses 12 through 17. There occurs a great earthquake where the sun becomes black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon becomes like blood. The stars of heaven fall to the earth, and the sky recedes like a scroll being rolled up. Every mountain and island is moved out of place. The people of the earth retreat to the caves in the mountains. The survivors call upon the mountains and the rocks to fall on them, so as to hide from the wrath of the Lamb. So we're going to get to the Wrath of the Lamb part in a second, but first let's actually talk about what's happening in these verses. Now, this is describing the end of the world and how everything is coming apart, right? It describes the sky, or the stars falling down into the sky, or the sky coming back and everything like that. And this is basically describing the world just being destroyed. It's basically the apocalypse, right? And now, if you guys recall back to the Richtofen Memory Segments trailer, what he actually says about this universe, he says, go ahead and listen to what Richtofen has to say.
Regret the pains that I have caused, because none of it really matters. This moment Is this me? All of it will soon be gone.
So in this, Richtofen describes the end of the world. He basically says that the world that he's in right now and this him is not going to matter here soon, probably at the end of Revelations. Now, what I was thinking about this is, you guys know that I've been calling this for a long time. I've said that the world is going to end in DLC 4, or this extra universe that they're in. We know the multiverse theory. Dr. Money's kind of proved it wrong, but I think the multiverse theory is probably what Richtofen's referring to, is that this world that he's in currently, or the 2.0 version of himself, isn't going to matter here soon enough. So that's pretty much my thoughts on that. Now, the Wrath of the Lamb part. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting here. So, you guys know that Samantha has not been seen in Black Ops 3 Zombies at all as of yet. And she still has yet to make an appearance. And now, you guys know that, if you guys don't really know about this, but basically the lamb is used to symbolize something innocent. Like, you know, a lamb is innocent, and usually, like, a sacrifice of a lamb is supposed to be a sacrifice of, like, to wash and to cleanse sins. Now, this is probably referring to Samantha, as she was completely innocent throughout this entire thing when she was in the MPD and she got switched with Richtofen. Samantha has been innocent basically through the entire zombie storyline, whether it seems like it or not. Even though she did take control over the zombies at one point, she still is technically, I guess, an innocent character now. So we see in Der Eisendrache that on the wall, Samantha has a drawing of her getting kidnapped by a keeper. Now, she's probably kidnapped, that's why you haven't seen her, and she's most likely in the ether along with the rest of the keepers now, but we don't know what she's been up to. We don't know what's happening. We don't know if she's like a prisoner or in a place of power. Now, the keepers are actually supposed to be the good in the world, and apparently the apothecans are supposed to be kind of the dark force of the world. So basically, I think what's happening is Samantha has been put into a place of power, and eventually once she's able to release that power with all the souls, you know, once everything is said and done with Richtofen, then she'll be raining down the wrath on everything else that is living, or on these 2.0 universes, whatever. In essence, I think we still have yet to see the Wrath of the Lamb, or Samantha. You know, they're synonyms in this situation, and we still have yet to see her unleash her power. So that's how I feel about that, and we're going to see if that stuff actually does happen when we get our hands on DLC 4. I think this is, honestly, guys, DLC 4, I'm so excited. I cannot wait for it. But now let's go ahead and talk about another thing which we have to discuss, which is probably the wonder weapons of DLC 4 Revelations. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is going to be the original staffs, and I agree. Now, I want you to listen to, in Origins, there is a Maxis quote, there's a Maxis radio in the very starting room. It should be the first radio you ever find. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys listen to this audio to kind of refresh yourself.
The ancient texts describe an artifact known to them as the amplification rod. It is my firm belief this item is instrumental to harnessing the energy of the elemental stones. Unfortunately, neither the rod nor the stones have been recovered from any of our databases. I feel we must push forward regardless. As such, I have drawn up plans to create replica rods based on the descriptions of the main chamber.
Target area appears affected by an unknown contaminant. Enemy personnel have degenerated.
Maxis describes that they couldn't find the original staffs of the ancients, but they were able to find basically the blueprints or how they were made, and they're able to kind of artificially make other staffs. That's what we use in Origins, and these aren't the original staffs. So a lot of people are saying that we're the original ones, and you know, we're the original staffs in the zombie storyline. Now, I think we're actually going to get the originals in DLC 4. You know, we'll actually be using the ancient staffs, the real ones, not the artificially made ones, and I'm really, really excited for that. Now, can I tell you that with 100% certainty? I can't. I can't sit here and tell you that I've played this before and yes, we use staffs in it. Now, I think honestly the staffs are fan favorites, so I could see them bringing the real staffs back. Now, I know a lot of people like the bows from Der Eisendrache better. I like the staffs better just because they're more practical. The bows are more of a ranged weapon. I think just the staffs are the original idea and just a more practical weapon, but I digress. Point I'm trying to make here is expect something insane for DLC 4's Wonder Weapon. I don't think they're going to go and reuse a mechanic that they've already used in the multiplayer, similar to how to use the bows and the sparrow and the flamethrower and the purifier, which I did call, by the way, just throwing that out there. But don't expect them to reuse something, because I think this is the last thing. They've been saving up this for a while, and they've been working at Revelations for a long time, guys. This is it. This is the last map, but expect something huge. Don't expect them to reuse anything, and I'm super excited. Let me go ahead and wrap up everything that we talked about in this video. So we talked about the seals in the book of Revelation and how it relates into the zombie storyline. Basically, there's different references about, you know, the rider on the horse. There's different references about the world ending, which we discussed in the Richtofen Memory Segments trailer, and I think this is all leading up to the final build-up of what DLC 4 is going to be, guys. I cannot wait for this. I can't believe that we're already here. I mean, this has been such a long journey getting to the end of Black Ops 3's DLC 4. I mean, this started in World at War, and it's finally wrapping up, guys. At the same time, I'm very sad, but at the same time, I can't wait to get all these questions answered, and actually have a full zombie storyline that I could talk about with you guys. I'm honestly super excited. What do you guys think about this stuff? If there's anything that I missed that you guys want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section down below. And also, guys, like I said, it's aim for 100 likes on this video. Make sure to drop that like if you haven't already, guys. I really would appreciate it. Also, go check out Kawaii in the description down below. So thank you all for watching the video, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'm honestly really sad that this is kind of the last map pack that I'm going to be talking about for Black Ops 3. But guys, zombies isn't over. We still have a lot of stuff to talk about, which we're going to be delving into in future videos. But anyway, for today, that's going to be it. Thank you all for watching the video, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all for staying till the end. And really just in general, thank you for supporting me and my channel. All the support you guys have been showing me recently is just absolutely insane. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it. I'm not going to ramble anymore. That's it for today. Thank you all for watching one more time, and I'll see you guys on the next video.